The second fundamental thing that all professional players do when they hit a two-handed backhand is take the racket all the way back. In this shot, this is the completion of my pivot and my shoulder turn. And from this position, I use my arms as well as a continued shoulder turn to get the racket all the way back into this position. And what you'll see is that now I am looking over my shoulder at the oncoming tennis ball, and that's what you want to aim for when you get the racket all the way back. If we clip to the front view, when I take the racket back, again you can see now I'm looking over my shoulder at the oncoming tennis ball. But you also need to get your body at least sideways. You can turn a little bit more than sideways, but you need to make sure that you are at least sideways to the net when you complete this step. Having completed his pivot and his shoulder turn, Frank's going to use his arms as well as his shoulders to get the racket all the way back into this position here. Now what you'll notice, having gotten his racket all the way back, Frank is now looking over his shoulder at the oncoming tennis ball, and he's rotated a little bit more than sideways to the net. If we clip to my two-handed backhand, let's watch me do this for comparison's sake. This is a shot of me at the completion of my pivot and my shoulder turn, and now I use my arms as well as my shoulders to get the racket all the way back into this position here. And just like Frank, I'm looking over my shoulder at the oncoming tennis ball as I prepare to hit. Now let's look at some pictures of Serena Williams and see how she gets her tennis racket back. In the first shot, we've got her at the completion of her pivot and her shoulder turn. She's got the weight on her outside foot, and the racket has started to come back. It's about parallel with the baseline because her shoulders have turned sideways. And now in this next shot, her racket is all the way back behind her, and her shoulders are fully sideways. And finally, she's looking at the oncoming tennis ball over her shoulder.